Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. We thought we'd let you
Hello.
in on our conversation once more because we're having a great time. And
Yeah.
we've been discussing making money, and we've realized that, well, not that this is a new realization, but our emphasis is on authenticity and our emphasis is on enjoying ourselves along the way. And yeah, I feel like that's a great place to start. Um, for me, I feel like the modern world requires this thing called money. And whether we like it or not, we're here on earth. Whether we like it or not, we're here, and we might as well have the most fun physically possible in
Absolutely.
in the attaining of, in the spending of, in the exchange of money, in the exchange of energy, because that is all money is, right? Like a physical representation of an exchange of energy. Now, whether we are forward thinkers in the capacity of believing in the long run there will be no money and we won't need money and da 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 da. Okay, great, fantastic, cool. And this current world, we are still using money as an exchange currency. So let's just spend a bit of time here. And Rita, what's some of the things you notice come up in your clients or in people you speak with in regards to money? Like, how do people feel generally from your experience? What is the consensus?
Uh, yeah, I think it is, in a certain way, a cultural thing
Mm-hmm.
because most of us grew up with the conception that we need to have um, an ordinary and secure job to create money, to have
Yeah.
money, because this is the only way for us to make money.
Yeah.
And when I talk to people about uh, my experience through the online business, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and I explain them that we are not anymore in the space of pyramid schemes, but they are still into there because they are making money through working 8 or more hours per day by not getting rich, but let
Surviving.
others getting rich because they are working for someone else, and that someone else is getting rich more than us.
And they've
And
capped it.
yes, yes. And when I explain this to people, sometimes I have weird reactions. Yeah, because
Miss Rita in the coffee
they,
shop. Did you know?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
I feel you. Yeah.
Uh,
I get a lot of
and,
strange
and
reactions
they
myself.
say, yeah, sorry.
No, sorry. I said, like, I feel you. I get a lot of strange reactions myself. Please do continue. Apologies for interrupting.
Yeah, yeah, because they say, oh yeah, it's normal. No, it is not.
Guess what? Slaves were normal at some point in society. Doesn't mean we want to do it now. Just saying.
Yeah,
Exclamation mark.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And they are doing it. I mean, it is absolutely normal to think that you need to pay a rent or bills or shopping or whatever. This is normal, of course, and you need to do something to have the amount of money you need to pay for your rent, for your bills. This is absolutely normal. But thinking that because we are working online, it means for sure that you are enjoying a pyramid scheme or something mysterious.
The Mysteries of life.
Yeah. And yeah, through my experience, because I'm in the affiliate marketing world, we are doing this every single day because we are sharing with others what we like or what we not. And basically, affiliate marketing, it is the same because you are just sharing what you like, but you can get paid for sharing what you like. But if you're just recommending to go to your favorite restaurant, you are not getting paid to share it.
Yeah.
And you basically joined an affiliate marketing, but without money, because you are sharing this in any case. You are recommending the restaurant or their brand because you loved it.
Yeah, I feel okay, what's coming up for me as you're sharing is I would say I sit more on the content creation side of the game that we're playing, that we're choosing to play in this reality.
Yeah.
And something I'm finding is like a general frustration almost with people expecting free from you, from me, from my service, from my time. Let's jump on a call. Let's get to know one another. And actually, like, yeah, I love getting to know people. It's really not about you should pay me for my time, but also I have a lot of people messaging me, like not in an obnoxious twatty kind of way, but in a like physically this is taking up a lot of my time. And I feel like sometimes when we're in the mindset of time for money, which is basically how society is programmed, right? This is how we've kind of been set up. I find myself having that experience of like, well, this is my time. This is my time to be making money. This is my time online. This is my time here, blah, 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 blah. Like it's sunny outside. I want to go run around outside. Like I don't want to be sat here getting to know someone over the internet. Like I want to go have a stroll in the park with one of my friends or a run or, go fluff a dog or a cat or something fantastic. Like there for me is like real boundaries necessary to enter the online world, isn't there? Because otherwise we kind of get stuck in that cycle again where we're just using that structure of time for money and then we're investing so much time into this online
Right.
structure and maybe not even receiving that money back. Like for me and my genuine experience is that it is not immediately, unless we have a sustainable plan, it's not the most reliable of options, simply because that's just how we've been creating it. So like it doesn't have to be that way. I think we can find certainly different systems and ways of being that much enhance the experience, probably more so than how I've been experiencing it. But yeah, there's so many nuances with earning money online and finding ways to make money online. We almost end up at one point of the game before we've kind of up leveled into this, okay, we're fully in our truth, we're fully embodied, people are finding us, we've maybe got a following, or like people actually respect our opinion, they want our services and they're ready to kind of make that step with us, or they trust us enough to take that next step with us, right? And I think that can vary from person to person how quickly that happens.
Yeah.
And even then, when someone wants to work with you, that doesn't necessarily mean they want to pay you. From my experience, anyway.
Yeah. From mine too.
It's like, oh well, you're just on the internet, so give me something for free. It's like, honey.
Yeah, because many people think that because we are spending our time over internet, it means we are just scrolling. And by scrolling, taking pieces here and there and create something that is related to us. But No, it is not. I mean, from my experience, I got 2 degrees and I'm not using them because, yeah, if I'm here waiting and requiring for jobs and asking people if I can give them my services as someone who has 2 degrees. And they replied that I cannot be paid for my worth. No, 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 no. No, no, it doesn't work this way. And online, it is the same because even if we are not seeing each other in person, it doesn't mean that we cannot work or I cannot provide you the value you need.
Mm.
And because I'm doing it, it doesn't matter that I can just give you for free. Of
Mhm.
course, I want to give you for free because I want you to understand what kind of value I can give you. And I want for you to choose the right person for you to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
Um,
think that that's a really beautiful point, right? Like this is one of the only industries where, for example,
yeah,
coaching or content creation, whatever it is, these are some of the only industries that you do provide so much free content. Like you don't see Nike handing out free samples to everyone on the street or on the internet because they've got like this established brand already, right? Whereas now we've leveled the playing field out, and I love this about, this is not a critique in any way. All of this from both myself and Rita, we are just observing and sharing our
observe.
experiences.
Yeah,
And sort of where
yeah,
we're at to clear where we want to go. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't, in the sense of there, I think maybe isn't as much respect for the online world yet. But once you're in it, I feel like when you get to the right people and you meet the right people, there is so much good respect for it. Because it's like, yeah, well done. You've taken this revolution and you've freaking owned it. Like, pop it.
yeah,
Yeah, like it's great. I
yeah,
definitely feel that this uh technological age has so much we can be grateful for. So much we can be grateful for. And I'm really ready to up level in my reality into a place where I can keep moving, I can travel, I can explore, I can, you know, keep doing these things and creating things for people for free in that way. Because
yeah.
it really does provide inspiration. We're in the business of inspiration. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also because we are here sharing that we have done it. So it means everyone can do it because we experience it, the negative parts of everything. And we are coming up with something that is totally different because we have worked on ourselves and we have learned the way we can turn our mindset and the way we can share with others. Because, of course, they say sharing is caring, but for me, it is the reality. Because if I can share something with someone else, why not? Allowed to do it. And if I learn something new or whatever it is, I love to share. But I also think that if I arrived at a certain level, it is also fine for me to get paid for what I've learned, and not just because, of course, we are sharing our experiences, but we are also doing something more than just working and sharing our experiences.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
doing more
Yeah.
because, yeah, I think I don't know what comes up for you to this, but I think it is normal for us to, yes, to start by sharing, as we are doing right now. We are sharing our thoughts, we are sharing our experiences, and we are doing this because we want for people to understand who we are and sharing genuinely ourselves without filters, because we don't need we don't need them.
I love that.
Yes, also maybe sharing thoughts that we are disagree,
Yeah,
because
that's great because I was just about to be like, I have an unpopular opinion. I really do. Okay, prepare yourself, friends. Yeah, my unpopular opinion is I don't think everyone should be doing this. I actually think that there are people who are designed innately to be more innovative. I can't speak today. Innovative, creative. And it's not to say that we're all creative in the same ways. Like some people are just like, if we stopped having architects, for example, yes, we could eventually have AI architects or AI robot service industry people and all of these kinds of things. Like, I'm sure that's the way the world will grow. And at the same time, we all want to be focusing on this like freedom of expression, right? Like what is real and true for us. When we are as a collective, again, this is like, I suppose, zooming out a bit, if we've got lots of people who are really confused about life, really unsure of where to go, really needing guidance in some way, shape, or form, and not being able to trust their own, not having discernment yet of what feels good, there's going to be a lot of people out there sharing their truth who are literally just telling people how to think and saying,
yeah,
you
yeah,
should think
yeah,
this, you should feel this, you should do that. If you're not doing this, you're wrong. Like something I really tend to move kind of away from now is if anyone tells me things you should know, things you need to know, you should read this, you should do this. It's like even if someone is meaning that well intentioned with good intentions, which I'm
yeah,
sure
of course, yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
because they're trying to stop people from having the same experiences that they've had. I think that it takes away a playfulness from me, from my soft feminine play aspect. It takes away this fun and curiosity of like learning about different people. And when we can be authentic with our truth, and from my perspective also open as we speak to that not being the only truth, right, that's the sweet spot. And that is not something everyone has at this moment in time.
No,
Maybe it
yeah,
will
yeah,
change.
yeah,
Maybe that
yeah,
will
this
change.
is true.
And I have hope, I have faith that, we're all moving in the right direction in our own time. And also going, just down to the local supermarket, or I mean, I haven't been into a McDonald's in years, but I did used to work in one. So, I've been around the average person and I hear the average kind of conversation. And we're not necessarily moving as quickly as perhaps some of us on the internet would like, and we still need all of society. We still have a necessity from a divinity perspective, from a human perspective, from a life perspective, right? Like when we're in the business of inspiration, we're here to say, look at what we've created. What do you want? What do you want? Do you like what I'm doing? Do you like what Rita's doing? Do you like what this lady down the road's doing? Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Like, we don't have to have so many like harsh, judgmental opinions of people when we've got this abundance of possibility. Like, we're stepping away from this lack mentality of like, well, if she's got that, that means I have to go exactly for that. And we can go, no, we like the flavor of this from Rita, we like the flavor of that from Hannah, we want this from that person. And we can create our own reality in that way. It's like, take what people do regardless of what they're doing, whether they're just like really bossing their service industry job, or whether they're like top freaking salespeople or business owners or musicians or psychologists or therapists or whatever. Like, all is necessary. If we're on the earth right now and we're in this modern world, maybe it changes, maybe it evolves. Beautiful. It will evolve, so will the people. That's the way we are. We survive. It's evolution, mate, you know, regardless. And it's almost like when we've chosen this path for ourselves, I found myself going back into myself because so many people don't support what I do in my physical realm. There isn't a lot
Yeah.
of awareness of like, oh, well, this could actually be the thing, your ticket to freedom. This could be the thing that innately lights you up from your core to your soul to your finances to everything. This could be the thing. But so many people are like, when are you going to get a real job? When are you going to go back to teaching? Are you going to go do this? Are you going to go do that? Are you going to go? And then you start to believe it. So we need people like us who do dream big and who do inspire others and who do say, no, don't take the fucking 9 to 5 job. You're going to be miserable. Don't do it. Do the thing that scares you. Just do it. Try it. I'm here for you. I love you. You know, like let's see how we can do this together. Let's see how we can support you together. But instead, there's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
so much negativity and bullshit thinking out there that actually it's just sloppy thinking. It is just sloppy. And I know because I was that. I still have those thoughts. I still hear those thoughts. I don't necessarily believe them all the time. All the time. But you know, there's a lot of people who don't have that awareness yet of like what thoughts are actually constructive for me to share and what is literally just spraying energy, negative energy onto other people, or you know, sunshine and roses energy just the same, but in a sort of toxicy, your negative existence doesn't exist kind of way. You know, we this balance of objectivity, of fairness, it comes
yeah,
from such a loving place that the ability to see in a balanced way, it comes from such a loving place. Like people have no idea.
yeah. You said a word that it explains everything. Awareness,
Mm.
awareness, and it is why I said everyone can do, because I mean you can do by learning from people who are there where you want to be. And in the moment you start learning and you are starting becoming aware of what you really want from your life, you can really change it.
Someone once said to me, if they don't have what you want, don't take their advice. And
Yeah,
I think that's the best piece of
yeah,
wisdom that I have sometimes. Is like, if they
yeah.
don't have what I want, I'm not listening. Not necessarily in a negative way. Like, I know they have a zone of
No, no,
genius
no, no,
and I
no. I
respect
accept
them for that, you know,
everything.
but
Yeah,
it's
of
almost
course.
like it has to come through the Hannah filter. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah, 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 absolutely. Yeah, because as I said, if they are not where you want to be, and of course they can do it also with their heart, they are not doing it necessarily with a negative perspective.
But there isn't life
But
experience.
yeah, 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 absolutely. They are doing it for it. And they think they do it because they love you. But yeah, I don't want to open this part, but even
Open it.
if they are doing with love, this is not the real love they can share with you.
Lovely. Well, I mean, okay, I love what you're sharing. I'm just gonna spitball here. It is for them. It is love for them.
Yeah.
That's how they perceive love. I think what we're understanding is we require more. We require not more from like a greedy perspective, but from a depthy, feminine, embodied, like, I want to feel the connection that we have. Like, can you feel how important this is? Can you feel what freedom I'm evoking, not just in myself, but in you by triggering this
Yeah.
energy of insecurity or of judgment or of whatever? And when we do evolve into a place where we can have these more conscious conversations about like, oh, I'm triggered right now, or I'm feeling challenged right now, I'm feeling vulnerable right now, I'm feeling this right now, it's just going to take the edge off everything. It's going to take the edge off completely all of these like miscommunicated moments and people misunderstanding and not understanding where someone's coming from. Like, we all have different personalities. We all have different life experiences. Some of us are really destined and beautiful and born to have a certain, more like point, straight and narrow point of view. Like, this is the way it is. This is the way I want it to be. Okay, great, go. And how can we involve more conversation and curiosity with other people? And I think that that's where our responsibility lies. That's where it starts with us being that example, being that change, having these conversations, sharing these conversations, not because we have I want to say an ulterior motive, because it always feels like you're having to prove yourself in this world. Like, it always feels like when someone's talking to you, they're just waiting to judge what you're saying. And I've
Yeah,
noticed that aspect in myself when I'm saying something, there's this undertone of me judging what I'm saying. Like, when we were talking about money, I was thinking like, oh my God, people are going to judge, da, 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 da. This is going to happen. And you can see where people's thoughts are going to go. And you just have to go, it's okay what they think. It's
yeah,
okay. We can live from a space of curiosity and of openness and not need people to understand us. That's also, I mean, I know you shared earlier that this can be from a perspective of expression and wanting to be seen and sharing and loving, and from that 100% agree. There's also a balance, I feel like, of not caring what people think and saying, this is so innately running through me, this is so pivotal to my evolution, to my
yeah,
expression, that
yeah,
I don't give a shit what you think. I'm turning up anyway. Welcome, unsubscribe if you don't like it. Like, literally, that's the kind of energy we have to kind of get ourselves into, and not in an aggressive way that's like scaring people off with like the old man on the get off my lawn kind of vibe, but just in a like a chill kind of, look, I'm here, and your words actually don't get to hurt me anymore. Like, I had enough of that, mate. Try,
yeah.
try me. There's nothing you could say to me that my brain hasn't already said. And that's the paradox, right? Because the outer world is
Yeah,
the inner world. So if it hurts, it's because we have that story.
of
It's
course.
our responsibility. It's a great
Yeah,
tool for evolution. I've babbled. Please continue.
yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. We already have our conversations, keep talking all the time. So yeah, yeah, and it is absolutely normal. Um, we have the way to stop it, or not to stop it, totally stop it, but we have the way to um, let not be guide uh, from the voices in our head.
Yeah, to detach them.
And yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know if you have ever read the book The Untethered Soul.
Yeah, yes, I
Yeah,
love it. I
yeah.
loved him. And the surrender
I
experiment
love it
too.
because
It's so good.
when he was saying create, give this voice a face. And I said, oh my God, this is a genius.
This is
Because
sacred masculine.
yeah, and I was there thinking, this is true. If I give to my voice a face, I can also say, I don't want to hear you.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear, or, okay, let's argue about this. Let's argue about this. Because I have someone else I can argue with.
Yeah,
And
exactly. If it's not in here,
yeah,
it's out here. Or both sometimes. Like, if
yeah,
it obviously, if we've got the inner world battle, we're gonna have the outer world battle too, because we're gonna be seeing danger, danger, danger. We're like giving that voice. The
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Oh my God, that's really love that. Love that realization for us. And yeah, because what I've noticed about the untethered soul, and specifically, I'm going to butcher his name, but Michael A. Singer, is that right? Michael
Yes,
Singer?
yes.
Mickey Singer, as he refers to himself in the Surrender Experiment. Great book, also amazing. He has a very masculine approach, being a man in a certain time period, right? So there are things that I have learned from him. And there was a stage of my life where I was like so distraught, almost like having so much feminine energy and all of this, like when I'm meditating, even just like wanting to move. Like now I meditate and run, or I meditate and walk, or dance and things like. And I do have the more masculine based practice as well, of like focus the mind, clear the mind, empty, 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 very masculine based, right? And then there's the feminine of like, I want to be full, I want to express, I want to have delicious conversation with my friend Rita, and I want to drink a nice coffee and watch the sunrise, and just the feminine essence, and the two together that create this expression, that create this inner reality. And there are so many different ways that people are saying the exact same thing, right? Like about the inner critic and having a good inner narrative, and having a balance of masculine and feminine, divine masculine, divine feminine, going to therapy, talk therapy. All of these things, from my perspective, are saying the same thing, which is that we want to feel more pleasure in our bodies, in our minds, in our hearts, in life. We want to be playful. We want to understand more. And we don't have to have this like purpose, this big grand, my mission is to help humanity ascend to the next level of consciousness. Okay, fantastic. But isn't that just inevitable? Another unpopular opinion, perhaps, but
Yeah.
isn't that just inevitable? Like for me, that's parroting. That someone's taken a perspective that they've heard, and they're just saying, oh, here it is, this is my mission, this is my mission, this is my mission. Okay, great, if that's what's serving that person. But also, what are they giving to people? Are they encouraging people to playfully dance through life, or are they saying, here's your mission, ascend to the next level of humanity? That's almost masculinely robot, like Terminator vibe. Okay, I'm babbling,
Yeah,
but do you feel
because
what I'm
yeah. Yeah, because we are living this life that we are super confused about the missions, the why. We really need to understand what we really are here for. And the way that you can learn it, the way you can understand it, is really by talking to yourself and having hard conversation with yourself. Because yeah, of course people can trigger you with their opinions, and if you got triggered, maybe you need to think about that.
Yeah,
But
let's
it
get
doesn't
playful.
mean that it doesn't mean that they are surely right or not or wrong. You can just take it as it is.
Mm-hmm. Let's get playful. Like that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like if we get playful with life, if we get playful with conversation, we're curious, right? Like this is one of my
yeah,
favorite things about you and about our conversations. And getting to have these conversations in general with people, is the curiosity we get to have is uh it's unparalleled. It's not something we have to prove ourselves to, or justify what we're doing. Like for example, even if I'm going to do something a bit stupid, I feel like you would just go, okay, and then I'd be like, are you not going to tell me to not do it? And you'd be like, well, if that's what you want to do, you know. And
yeah,
it's like we can start to understand ourselves more when someone else is accepting us authentically, because we can be like, oh, I was going to think that she was going to say it was a really stupid idea, or don't do it, but actually that's an invitation for me to think maybe I'm the one judging that decision. Maybe I'm the one that doesn't actually want that thing, but is doing it because she thinks it's going to get her a certain response, or a certain approval or disapproval, or whatever it is that we really want underneath it all. Sometimes no reaction
yeah.
is just the failure to some of us who have been ignored.
Yeah, because in any case, we are always requiring for approval.
Mm-hmm.
But and understanding that you need to be approved by yourself is hard.
Exactly. Exactly.
It is hard, and it is, yeah, something that requires time to understand. And when I started working on myself, and one of thing the first thing that I thought and that I was triggered from, it was, yeah, write down 5 things you love about yourself. And I was, what? What should I do? I don't know. I'm not sure about this. I was there. I was there. I was like, oh, I love everything. I love, yeah, everything around. But inside, I was not able to reply. And when I started down the first thing and then the second, and then I was there, I don't know, how can I find 5 things that I love about myself? Because you don't think about yourself. You are just thinking about your ego that is judging what you are doing or what you are saying, or how the way you appear to others, or to talk to others, or what you have to do, or what you shouldn't do, or, yeah, what
Yeah.
others are saying about you,
Yeah.
and what others are, yeah, thinking about you. And you are there asking others, what do you think about me?
Mm.
And you're asking for it. You keep asking for it. What do you think about me?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, and it is crazy because you are asking others, but you are not asking to yourself. And
Yeah.
you don't realize it.
Yeah. Oh, I've gone. Yeah. I just need a second to digest that because it's like everything everything that we're aware of in our lives comes from an ego, right? Everything that we have the reflection and the tool of awareness is an ego. Without it, we would not be aware because we wouldn't have the ability to reflect, right? We wouldn't have the capacity to observe ourselves or to understand what something means in relation to our own experience. And so having ego is necessary. It's a life essential, right? So when people say we kill the ego, get rid of the ego, fuck your ego, don't listen to it. No, build a strong ego. From my perspective, again, take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Build a strong ego that validates an identity you want to embody, right? That's why my new program is devotional play, because everything is playtime. Everything can be playtime. Everything can be playtime. And yes, maybe someone has a certain amount of ego. We have to have ego just to be on this screen. Otherwise, it would eat us alive, probably.
Yeah.
No, there's a
Uh,
necessity to it for
yeah,
life.
I mean, something is coming up, and
Go for it,
yeah, I'm,
flow,
I'm excited about this.
flow, flow, flow.
This is our program. This is what we need to talk about.
Devotional play,
Ego,
devotional playtime,
ego, yes,
or ego.
ego, and understanding it, and, yeah, sharing. Um, you need to kill it or not?
No, no, why are we killing things?
No,
We're adding to
and
the
this is
war on the
what we
planet.
do. Yeah, this is,
It's just the
yeah,
inner war. Okay, well,
this
obviously
is,
we can see where Hannah lies on this debate or decision. I'm sure there'll be other people with a varied perception, and that's
yeah,
perfectly okay, you know. We don't all
yeah,
have to
yeah,
think the
yeah.
same.
But,
Human.
yeah, as we said, we have our ego. We just need to work with it.
Yeah. It becomes the tool for our success. It's like Shoshana says, you know, from Living Brave. She says, your identity is the main thing that you're strengthening, because we've got like all of these Eastern, hey kitty, we've got all of these Eastern philosophies that are beautiful and delicious and tell us empty the mind, be present in the now, and da 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 da. And also, what are we sharing with the world? What are we expressing with the world? We can be people like who don't identify as an I, and we can just have this happening running through us, and that can be a perfectly valid and beautiful choice. What feels good for each of us is going to vary from person to person. What isn't going to work is taking exactly what someone else is doing, applying it to ourselves, and parroting that information. That is still brainwashing. That is still programming. You've just replaced one program for another program. Right?
Absolutely.
It's
Because
like,
if you think about yourself, you think about yourself like we grew up with others, with our parents, ideas, emotions, feelings. And it is absolutely normal because, especially when they become parents, they don't know how to guide someone else, of course.
they're just a
And
product of their time, aren't they? They are as they are.
yeah, yeah. And they share what they know. So if they have a perspective about something, they guide you through that perspective. So we grew up with this kind of mindset, and yeah, sometimes it is hard for you to understand that you are keep enjoying that kind of perspective and not enjoying yours. So your ego, it can be your enemy too, because it can be the ones who guide the voices in your head. But at the same time, if you are able to train it and to understand that it is there, like your hero, not your enemy.
We're just not fundamentally taught how to evolve a concept, right? Like this is where I see the fault or the flaw or the problem or the whatever we want to challenge. There's nothing innately wrong with what our parents teach us. It's that we have taken what they've given us and we don't know how to apply it to our current circumstances because times have changed, people have changed, things have moved forward. Also, some things haven't, right? Like there's cycles of society. So many people talk about it. Tony Robbins, for example, Matthias Di Stefano. Loads of people talk about. I have a hair in my mouth. Sorry, they don't talk about having hairs in their mouths. Maybe they do. But you know that we all have cycles in life as a society. Everything is cyclical, right? What we are in kind of need of cultivating, from my, again, just a perspective, is our ability to take the truth from the past and redefine it, evolve it, transcend it. We don't transcend something by cutting it off and telling it it's bad or wrong. That does not work. From my experience, if you cut something off and tell it it's bad or wrong, that's creating a more of a problem that you're going to have to sort out later, you know?
Not working.
Exactly. So it's for me, it's about saying this is valid and important. How can I relate that to where I am now? We aren't taught that critical aspect of thinking of how do I apply this to my ego, to my perception, to my expression? Because we are all ultimately selfish creatures. And when we are fully selfish and embodied in that, we find the societies and the slots and the places in the community where our innateness is really valued. Right? Teal Swan talks about that all the time. Like, if you're a really creative person, but you grew up in a household that was full of scientists, you're not going to be valued in the same way if they don't necessarily see the uniqueness and the beauty in what you're offering them and what you're offering the world, right? So a lot of my deconditioning and my deprogramming has been around valuing parts of myself that I haven't felt have been valued or appreciated. And again, that is just a perception too. The way we receive it, we're, you know, in a spiritual community, we're all about blaming. We're all about blaming them, blaming this, blaming that, childhood. Hey, hun, let's talk about how you received it. Let's talk about the mindset you were in when you received that feedback and you made it mean something about you. That's radical responsibility, right?
Yeah. And it's why I was saying that about our parents in general, because of course grow up with that, and we are not suddenly aware about this, because of course for you, you grew up with that kind of mindset, with their kind of mindset, with their perspective. You are not suddenly able to understand that you have a perspective too, and you can hear that perspective too, and because it is normal, because you are a different person. And then you can have the same perspective that they have, because it can be, it doesn't mean that you need to have an opposite perspective.
Yeah,
You can have the
exactly.
same.
I'm
The
glad you said
important
that.
thing is that you are aware
Yeah.
that their perspective is really yours.
Yeah,
It is the
exactly.
different.
And that comes from play. That comes from being
Yeah,
curious with ourselves and with other people, right?
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
life experience. And I feel like if we could grow into a community that didn't make blanket statements about people, that would be a huge sign of growth. And also like when someone's talking and they have a strength in their voice, not making it mean something about what they're saying about us. Like we don't know ever how or where someone truly is in their life. All we know is where we are and what we're making that mean about us. That's all we truly know. And probably all
Yeah.
we're designed to know in this reality. Maybe there are people who can, like, I know that I've tried to understand other people's perspectives and put themselves in other people's shoes. And it does give us a lot more awareness. We're going back to the awareness. Um, Although everything really is awareness, isn't it? It's just like, regardless of what we make something mean about ourselves, if we have a gentle curiosity in how can we create that in the most empowering way for ourselves and create like support networks and people who are able to like, oh, let's build that up in you. Let's make that your superpower. If you're feeling like you're not good with money, how can we make that your superpower? If you're feeling like you're not very creative, how can we enhance your feeling of creativity? Like asking better questions gets us better answers rather than like
Yeah.
being blameful or telling someone what to do, or okay, like how can we dot dot dot. And if they're coming to you without any awareness of how they can, how can you bring them that awareness? Oh, look at this love we're witnessing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's a beautiful sign for me to wind it up. Miss Rita, is there anything you would like to share to finish us off?
Yeah, I think um, having the awareness to having the opportunity to share, and to share as you are and as I am, is just amazing. It is just amazing. And I really, really would love to see everyone doing this, having the opportunity to be themselves,
Mm,
and really to have this freedom. Because yeah, we started talking about the money, and yeah, maybe have we have two money blocks, or I don't know, perspectives about money, but
us and the rest of the
having,
world.
yeah, sorry,
Us and the rest of the world.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But having this kind of freedom is really irreplaceable. And yeah, we should talk about this much more. I think,
Okay,
I
next
believe,
topic. Freedom.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Libertad.
absolutely. Um, yeah, because we can be disagree about things, because it comes also from our experiences. So it is absolutely good to have, to be also disagree about the things. But I love it because, yeah, I can share what I think
Yeah.
without filters, and I want to keep going with it because really I appreciate this. I appreciate those moments we are sharing together, and we are sharing with others too, because at the end, what we are doing, we are sharing with others. And yeah, I would love to have um, to hear from others too. They will watch this video. We're watching this video. Yeah, having writing down the comment what we are thinking. You agree, disagree. It doesn't matter. Just share with us what you're thinking,
And know
and
it,
share
there's no judgment.
with others too. Because at the
Mm.
end, what we are, yeah, what we want to know, it's this.
Yeah, I
Having
love that.
perspectives.
I love that.
Having perspectives.
It's what makes us beautiful. Like
Yeah, yeah,
having different perspectives and not feeling like we need someone else to understand us or
yeah,
control us or tell us how to be or react, but just like hear us and
yeah,
have conversation and allow the spirit within or the God inside, regardless of whether we believe or don't believe, it's all the same. We have this capacity for flow, right? And allowing the flow of the conversation. If something comes up that gets triggering, just saying I feel triggered right now, or changing that word. I think I heard from someone else, I can't remember where, please forgive me, but activated is a far better word. I feel activated right now. I have an
okay.
activated energy right now around dot 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 around you saying this. Like just us learning a little more vulnerability with each other, I think, as a collective is what I love to encourage. And I do believe that is what allows us to become more and more ourselves, right? That is what allows us to fully appreciate another person and where they're at, because we've learned to accept that we are evolving and changing, we are growing, and we are malleable. Like I might come on in a couple of weeks time even and be like, what I was saying about that was utter bullshit, and that's okay. We don't have to be so fixed on like,
Yeah,
well, this
yeah,
person said one thing one time about this and this and I hate them forever. It's like, wow, that is a really definitive perspective. Okay, that's a really like, this is your
yeah,
box and you stay in it. That's not the world I personally want to live in. I'd like to be in a world where we can change
yeah.
our box cover and party through. Anyway, I'm babbling again. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. To everyone who's
Thank you
watching,
too. Thank
thank
you
you,
too.
Miss Rita, especially for sharing your beautiful heart, knowing that we are all loved and accepted in this space. We
Yeah,
definitely promote love, we promote acceptance, we promote authenticity. And
absolutely.
yeah, from that perspective, would you like to share with us your any upcoming projects or your podcast or anything?
Yeah, my podcast, I can say about this because today another episode is coming up.
Woo.
So yeah, in 20 minutes,
Ooh, yeah.
in 20 minutes, and a new one. And yeah, listen to it and share your opinion as we said here. Share, because it is also a way to understand how we can serve others better, because yeah, we're here for it.
Yeah. Yeah. We are perfecting the art of expression because it is our design, because we are human beings and it's
Yeah,
no one needs to hear or watch as long as we are. And as we are reflecting and learning and growing alongside this, it becomes much more about a journey of our own evolution and our own development than of one of fame, fortune, money, da 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 da. Whatever comes our way, comes our way. It is purely a journey of expression and love, right?
Absolutely.
Learning to love ourselves through it all. That's the biggest game we play in life. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
shall link the podcast below. Thank you for being with
Thank
us. Let's
you.
just settle in and take a nice deep breath all the way to the back of the body and exhaling down into the body. Keeping the awareness down, breathing back into the body. And again, down into the body. Final breath in, back of the body. And just allowing all that no longer serves to release. Only that which is for the highest good of all shall come through in this now moment, and so it is. I shall leave us here. All unfolds in the perfect way. Lots of love and have a beautiful day.